back again, and I solved the problem. I got my hinges almost in. As you can see, they're not sticking here or here. So what I did was I took the hinges off because they weren't sticking anyway. See, they're sticking now. And I took off the paper tape that I put on the joins, and then reapplied my hinges. And you see they're still not sticking here, but I can put a little bit of tape on those, so that'll be fine. Next is to sort out the pages. Okay, so we'll start with the gatefold album, and you're going to need 10 base pages. And the base pages you need to cut at 7.5 inches by 4 5/8 of an inch, and you need 20 of these. Score them at 1/2 inch on the shorter side, and then you want tape on both of the flaps that you just scored. I won't go into too much detail with this because I did all this when I did the Raven album, so it's on there. Glue on top of the tape, just in case I make a mistake and need to remove it quickly, like that. And then line it up, lay it down. And if you prefer to put your pages on where you have it glued completely and you slip it on, do it that way. I prefer to do it where I only have one side. So that's the gatefold pages. You'll also need 2 at 7 inches by 4 3/4 inches, and the base page at the back. So you need one of these at 7 by 9 3/4 inches. So that's all the pages for the gatefold. And of course, don't put them in because I don't know what I'm doing on them yet. For the large album, which has also got its hinges in now, nice and tight, they're not going anywhere. For this one you will need 5 pages, so you'll need, for the inner covers you'll need 2, do one for each side, and they are 7 by 9 3/4 inches. Then you need to cut yourself 10 pieces that are, so if I can find, so I've got it all here, 10 that are 7 by 9.5 inches, and on the long side, so on the 9.5 inch side, score it in at 1/2 inch. So you get this will then be 7 inches. And do exactly the same as you did to the other pages. So take off the tape at one side, add a touch of glue if your glue comes out the pot, and without getting my head in the way, try and do this. There we go. So that's that. And then that'll be the pages, so we can start deciding what to do with the albums. The only other thing I've done, oh gosh, can I get this out? Right. I got a piece of, I think this is 2.5mm chipboard, and I cut it so that it's 1/2 inch smaller than the base all the way around, so 1 inch shorter each way. Found some feet that I thought went quite nicely. I did have other feet that I really liked, but they were too small. They looked a bit odd with the size of the box. So I glued these on with resin glue, you know, no, not resin glue. Come on, think. Epoxy resin. Glued it on with epoxy resin. Put some, why is my brain not working today? Put some brads through it just to secure it a little bit more. Waited for that to dry off, and boy did I make a mess. I got glue all over my mat, and then when I cleaned it up I managed to rub out another space, so now I've got 2 spaces with no grid markings on. Anyway, I digress again. Took it outside, sprayed it with some matte spray paint, only on one side, because this side will be attached to the bottom of the box, so you don't want to put paint on this side. If I need to go around the edges, like here, I will do so with a black marker pen. Just to fill in any bits that aren't black, because it will kind of show. This side's not being done very well. So when you've filled in all the edges, I've put tape just on the edges, but I am actually going to attach it with the epoxy resin. I'm going to put a good amount of this on it all the way round. I don't know about the centre. I might put a little bit in the centre. I don't want to drown it with epoxy resin. And then I'll turn the box upside down so that it's all this way up, and put a little bit of weight on it to hold it down. And that's going to be my base for my box. So that's all I've done. It's a really quick video this time. I don't think I'm going to show you putting in the pages, because you've seen me do it before on the Raven album, and it's boring. Basically, tape, not on that 1/4 inch bit at the bottom, only on this 1/2 inch bit at the top, because when you put the pages on, you want them, I haven't marked my edges, woohoo! You want them to sit just above that score line, so you've got that gap, which is what I should be doing after I've marked my edges. And don't glue these down, because you're going to need these free until you decide what you're going to do with them and what you're doing with the covers. So that's it for the moment. Yeah, if you want to see me put in the pages, it's a bit of a giggle because I do it so badly. It's in the Raven tutorial, the Raven album tutorial. So I'll be putting in the pages and then deciding whether I'm going to make the pages directly on to these, or do them separately and stick them on later. So yeah, pages, hinges done, yay, and base all done. I will put my pages back in, and then I'll be back hopefully with a video deciding on how I'm going to decorate this album. Both albums. I'm going to check all my papers and see what I've got. It might be Christmas. It was going to be Halloween, but I've done the Raven album, so maybe I shouldn't do another one. So yeah, it'll probably be Christmas. So until then, bye for now.